College, a wonderful place where you can get educated to get a degree to set you up for the future. College is also a place of friendship, partying, drinking, and yes, you guessed it, dorms.
What's up, guys? I wrote down notes for this. Here we go. Alright, so what's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button because that really helps me out and I would really appreciate it. And also, if you want to follow me on Instagram, my Instagram is at audreytrullinger, just exactly how my name is spelled. Basically, for this video, as you see by the title, it's going to be things I wish I knew before living in a dorm. Now, I watched a million YouTube videos last year about like college parties, unexpected things that you need in your dorm, college tips, what I wish I knew before my freshman year of college, like all of these videos I watched. And you know, even though I was definitely really prepared because of these videos, there were a couple things that I was like, shoot, wish somebody told me that. So guess what?
What, Audrey? What is it?
I'm here to do that! Alright, so I'm just gonna get right into it. I filmed this video, like an hour and a half ago, and, guess what? My microphone was off! So, you know, you hate to see that. You film it for like 49 minutes, and then you go back to look at the footage, and it's all mute. It was mute! It didn't exist, essentially. Literally, what I can relate that to is, or compare it to, is writing an essay and then having your computer delete it. That's exactly what happened. So anyway, that's kind of why I look like this, because I got a little depressed, and then I went and I watched Cody Co and Noel just playing Love Island. But yeah, I watched that to like cheer me up a little bit, ate some dinner, and now I'm back, and it's currently like 11. I don't know, I think. I'm not sure, whatever. But you know what? What is more college than a frat sweatshirt? So we're just gonna get right into it. So the first thing that I would have to say is keep track of who you lent your clothes to. So there's been a ton of times where I have given my friends my clothes and then it'll be like 3 weeks later and I'm like, who did I give that shirt to? Where's that shirt? Like, these are still questions that ruminate my mind. I'm like, I don't know where these clothes are. And this might sound crazy, but it's just a good way to track it. Like, whoever you gave that one shirt to, maybe take a picture of it before you give it to them, write it in your notes with the picture, say it's a week or two after, and you're like, hey, do you still have this shirt? You can send them a picture of it, and they'll be like, oh yeah, I have it, like, I'll bring it to you. And then it's just easy, instead of being like, oh, do you have this blue shirt? And they'll be like, what blue shirt? And you'll be like, oh, the one that looks like this. And they're like, I'm not really sure like which one it is, like I can't find it, blah blah blah. None of my friends would ever try to take my clothes, so I can't imagine anyone would like do that to you. I don't think anybody's ever trying to take your clothes. So it's really just, you know, people misplacing them and everything. So it's really good to just keep track of where they are, make sure that you give them out and then you get them back, because sometimes you'll end up losing some of your favorite pieces and you don't want that to happen. So yeah, make sure that you keep track of who you lend your clothes to. Second one is always wear shoes or socks in your dorm. My God. The hallways are so disgusting. They get so crummy and gross. If you walk out of your room in bare feet, you're literally gonna be like, ew, what am I doing right now? And you're gonna have to like sprint back to your room and like put shoes on. But it's just good to, you know, just have those slippers like at your door, so then whenever you're walking out of your room, you can have them and you're not stepping on someone's food that they were eating last Friday night at 2 a.m. Always good. So definitely shoes and socks are a must for dorm hallways. Oh, the third one, I think this might be common sense. I mean, it definitely is common sense. It's just me being stupid. Bring an umbrella and make sure that it's easy to close and open, because I am like scared of umbrellas, low-key, because I get afraid that I'm gonna like pinch my fingers and then when you're like putting them up or taking them down. So just get one that's a really easy like close and open, and make sure that you get one that's like pretty small and like is compact because, you know, if you're going to class and you just have this huge umbrella, like, you know, in college you walk more than you ever thought you would because you have to walk to get food. You have to walk to go to your friend's dorm. You have to walk to go to your dorm. You have to walk to go to your classes. So yeah, just get one that's like easy to open and close and one that's small because, you know, it rains at the most unexpected times and it's just good to have. So yeah, make sure you get an umbrella. This is number 4. This one gets me really rattled. It gets me so angry. If you buy a Keurig, use filtered water. And you might think that, oh, those water fountains, like you take your water bottle and you just put it up and there's a sensor and it pours in, like, those are filtered, right? They're filtered. Some of them say that they're filtered. No, they're not. They're not, because apparently they're not. I used that water for my Keurig the entire year, or almost the entire year, until my Keurig broke in March. And I called Keurig and I was like, hey, my Keurig's not working and there's water stuck in it. I can hear it, but I can't get it out. What do I do? They're like, oh yeah, like, I don't think there's anything you can really do. You just didn't use filtered water, did you? I was like, well, what do you mean? And they were like, well, what kind of water did you use? I was like, water fountain water. Like, it said it was filtered. They're like, yeah, that's not filtered. I'm like, yeah, great. So who's gonna tell me that? I didn't know that. How was I supposed to know? It says that it's filtered, but apparently it's not. So to filter your water, what you should always do is just put it through a Brita and then put it in the Keurig. Because my Keurig broke in March and that was really hard for me because I usually drink coffee every day. I haven't been drinking coffee a ton this summer, but I drink it every day at school typically. So you just need to make sure that you don't break your $100 Keurig because you will then lose $100, like me. But this is kind of a life hack. When my Keurig did break, I ended up buying those Starbucks like cold brew or like iced coffee. It's just a bottle, it's just a big bottle, and it's just black coffee, but it's iced. And I would just put it in a red Solo cup, like fill it up halfway, and then I would take an almond milk coffee creamer, put a little bit of that in there, and then I would put either 1 or 2 packets of Truvia, and you just have a good cup of iced coffee for the morning, and it's just as caffeinated, it's just as energizing. You know, I do love drinking a warm cup of coffee in the morning. I'm not the biggest fan of iced coffee, but this was a really good alternative for when my Keurig broke and when I was in desperate need of coffee. And you can always toss it in like an insulated coffee cup, and then you have your coffee for the day, and it's great. So yeah, definitely highly recommend those Starbucks iced coffee bottles because they kind of high-key saved my life from March to May. So yeah, thank you Starbucks. That was really nice of you to do that. So my 5th tip is to do your laundry as often as you can. And I wish someone told me this because I had never really done a ton of laundry before I went to school. And my mom, she always really did most of it for me. So when I got to school, that was like the first time I was doing laundry. And I just wish someone told me that I should do my laundry when my laundry basket is halfway full. And I didn't do that. I did it when it was overflowing. The reason why you should do it when it's halfway full is because then you have half the amount of clothes to fold and put away. So if you let it get to this point where like it's overflowing, you then have to take all of those clothes and put them away and fold them and dry them and everything. So it just takes a lot less time if you just do it in smaller increments, and it doesn't take up as much of your day. Because personally, when I have just this huge pile of clothes, I get overwhelmed and I don't want to do it. So then my room just becomes a disaster, and it's just not fun. Like, you want to keep your room as clean as possible because you never know when people are coming over. Like, and that's also another thing about living in a dorm. Like, you can have the most random person just knock on your door at any time, and if your room looks disgusting, it's just embarrassing, you know what I mean? So just Just don't do that. Also, I guess this is like kind of tip number 6, but ties into the last one. Get a separated laundry basket. So what I did is I bought one on Amazon. I'll link it down below. But it has like 2 compartments, and then each compartment has its own laundry bag. And so what I would do is I would do lights on this side and darks on this side. And, you know, it really worked well because none of my clothes ever stained or the colors never ran onto other lighter clothes. So separating your laundry basket is a really good idea, and it definitely helped me out a lot. So I guess this is tip number 7. Make sure you get a drying rack. Also ties into the 2 others before. I didn't want a drying rack going to school because I said to my mom, I was like, oh, it's gonna take up too much room, blah, blah, blah. If you get a collapsible drying rack, it's not going to take up that much room because you can just kind of like throw it in your closet or put it up against your wall. And then when you need it, you put it up, you put your clothes on it, they dry, and it's great just because you're gonna need it for literally like maybe the rest of your life. So yeah, having a drying rack is super helpful, and it's a necessity that a lot of people don't really realize they need. This one I can't stress enough. Get as many lamps and lights and lighting fixtures and string lights as you can because dorm lighting is awful. Get a really good makeup mirror if you are into makeup, or even if you're not. And I even had 2 windows in my room, and still it was a struggle because of the lighting. So just make sure you get as many lamps and lights as possible because that will really make your life easier. Because you don't want to go to class and look in the mirror in the bathroom and be like, what happened to my face? You know? Yeah. That happened to me many a time, but yeah, so just don't do that. And my last tip is get blackout curtains! No one told me to get curtains! I had blinds on my windows, which was fine, and it was nice that they had those, but they really didn't block the light at all. All they did was, you know, block the outside, like so that nobody can see in your window, but they didn't block any light. And when there are those times in college that you are just so sleep deprived and all you want to do is take a nap, but the sun is beaming through your window, you're gonna want blackout curtains. So seriously, get blackout curtains. I'll link some from Amazon down below because they're actually so good, and I have them in my room at home, and they work so well, and they just like, they make nap time so good. And in college, a lot of people become avid nappers if they aren't already. So yeah, seriously, blackout curtains are a great idea. Those are all the things that I wish someone told me before I lived in a dorm. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Also, if you have any other video ideas or suggestions that you want to see from me, please let me know because I will absolutely do those for you, especially because of like the school year coming up and people going into their freshman year of college. It's so exciting, and it's just such a whirlwind that, you know, you want to be prepared going in. So if you guys have any questions, please comment them, email me, DM me on Instagram. Just let me know. So yeah, I will see you guys in my next video, and thanks for watching. Bye!